Hello, everyone, and welcome to our lesson. We continue learning and practicing family vocabulary. And today we'll speak about your family and relationships with parents and siblings. At first, we are going to answer the questions. The first question: who is in your immediate family? For example, are you an only child? Remember that immediate family is someone's closest relatives, such as their parents, children, husband, or wife. At first, we'll watch a video example. How can we answer such question? After that, you will have 1 minute to answer this question about your immediate family. So let's watch an example.
In my immediate family, there is my mother, father, brother, sister, and me. Now I'm also married, so my husband is also in my immediate family. How many people are in your immediate family?
Now your turn. Answer the question. Well, next question. How big is your extended family? Talk about your different relatives. And remember that extended family is a family group with a close relationship among the members that includes not only parents and children, but also uncles, aunts, grandparents, and other relatives. So let's watch a video example at first.
In my extended family, I have one grandmother, 6 aunts, 1 uncle, 6 cousins, and 1 niece. I also have a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, 2 brothers-in-law, and a sister-in-law.
Okay, so now you have 1 minute to tell about your extended family. Well, next question. How often do you see your grandparents or other relatives? Which members of your family do you spend a lot of time with? At first, let's watch the video.
Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about my family. My mother and father live in Australia. My father is a real estate agent. He sells houses. My brother, who is younger than me, also lives in Australia, and he is also a real estate agent. He also sells houses. I grew up in Australia, but now I live in Greece. My sister, who's older than me, lives in Singapore. Recently, my sister started a family. She had a baby daughter. She's bringing her daughter up in Singapore. Her daughter really takes after her. She looks very similar to my sister. We are quite a close-knit family. We get on really well together. But of course, most families know how to push our buttons, and so does my family. Do you get on well with your family? Because I live overseas and not close to my family, and so does my sister, we don't get together very often, usually about twice a year. When we do get together, we like to do some travelling.
Okay, so now please answer the questions. How often do you see your grandparents or other relatives? And which members of your family do you spend a lot of time with? Well done. Now let's look at the statement. Parents should know everything about their teenage children's life. So, are you for or against the statement? Let's look at some ideas. Parents need to know their children are safe. If there is a family emergency, parents need to know where to find their child. It's good for parents to take an active interest in their children's lives so they have things to talk about. Parents need to know that the friends of their children are a good influence. Do you agree with such opinion? Now let's look at some other idea. Teenagers need to have their own lives, separate from their parents, and some things are private. Teenagers need to learn to be independent and take responsibility for their own safety. Parents should trust their teenagers. Parents might not understand parts of their life and worry unnecessarily. So, what is your opinion? Should parents know everything about their teenage children's lives or not? Now let's look at the first exercise. What types of things do teenagers argue about with their parents? Make a list. You have got the example. Sometimes parents and teenagers argue with their parents about clothes, music, and what else? Now we are going to watch the video of two friends discussing some situations where they have disagreements with their parents. Do you have such arguments with your parents?
When you leave the house in normal clothes and they freak out over nothing.
If my dad is watching this right now, this
Unacceptable.
I was wearing like mascara, like not even that much makeup, and she's like, "What are you wearing on your face? Are you trying to cover up something? You don't need it. You're so young."
My dad says when you're 40 years old, you're gonna have to wear makeup. So like you might as well just not wear it now. And I'm just like, who says I'm gonna need makeup when I'm 40? Are you trying to call me like ugly? Still thinking you're 8.
Oh.
That's how it is with me. I think it's also because I have an older sister.
This is their favorite thing. They'll be like, "So you're old enough to do this, but you're not old enough to do this."
Whenever it benefits them, they use the other one.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's so annoying. When you study for hours in your room, then you look at your phone and your mom comes. This is so annoying.
This is like,
This is the story of my
Wow.
life. I'll be studying and then like I'll just take a 5-minute break. That's like sometimes both of them will come in my room and they're like, "Oh, so it's free time now." And I'm like please come in like 3 seconds before. You will see me working.
Okay, so do you have such arguments with your parents? Now let's look at the second exercise. Read this post on a website that helps teenagers with problems. Does Zoe talk about any of the things in your list in number 1 exercise?
Zoe,
I'm writing to you because of my problems at home. I'm having a really hard time at the moment. I have arguments with my parents about everything. For example, my mum and dad never knock before coming into my bedroom. When I'm sitting at my desk doing my homework, my mum interrupts me. She tells me how untidy my room is and says that I need to clean it. She doesn't understand that I have a lot of things to do. Later on, she comes back to tell me to turn my music down. I don't think it's loud. But then we start shouting. She says that it's impossible to do homework and listen to music at the same time and tells me to switch it off completely. But she doesn't realise that the music helps my concentration. Please help. I don't know what to do.
Okay, now please think, what a good advice can you give to Zoe? Now we are going to listen to an advice from the expert. Do you think this would work?
our expert says,
You want your parents to treat you with respect, but show them respect too. You say you have a lot to do, but I'm sure your mother is also busy. You don't want to tidy your bedroom when you're doing your homework. So, decide on a time that is convenient for you. Tell your mum what time that is. Then make sure you do it. As for the music, parents and teenagers always argue about music. Speak to your mum calmly. Explain that it helps you to study. But keep it to a reasonable volume or use headphones. And finally, your bedroom. Maybe your parents don't realise that you're not a little child anymore. Explain why you think it's important to have a private space. Maybe you're spending a lot of time in your bedroom and your parents don't see you or get a chance to speak to you. When you talk to parents, it makes a big difference. Tell them what's happening in your life.
Okay, so after reading an expert's opinion and about Zoe's problem, we are going to do a multiple choice reading activity. In this type of exercise, you have 3 or 4 options. You choose the option that is best according to the information in the text. If you aren't sure of the correct answer, what can you do? Let's look at some steps. So at first, we read the text quickly to get a general understanding. Next, we read all the answers carefully. Sometimes the difference between 2 answers is just 1 word. After that, we find the section of the text where you think each answer comes and read it again slowly in more detail. If you aren't 100% sure which answer is best, take away any answers which you know are not correct. And when you finish, check that you have an answer for each question. Never leave answers blank in an exam. So now we have such task, multiple choice. We need to read the text again and choose the best answers. To do this exercise, you need to pause the video, do this exercise by yourself, and then we'll check together. If you're ready, let's look at the first Sentence. Zoe is angry with her mom because she says her mom doesn't. And correct answer is realize how busy Zoe is. Remember that you need to find such information in the text. So look, in the text, we have got a sentence. She doesn't understand that I have a lot of things to do. Next one. Zoe's mom has a problem with Zoe's music because she doesn't think it helps Zoe concentrate. And in the text, we have a sentence to prove this idea. She said that it's impossible to do homework and listen to music at the same time and tells me to switch it off completely. 3. The expert thinks that Zoe's mom is right to tell Zoe to tidy her room. Let's look in the text. You say you have a lot to do, but I'm sure your mother is also busy. You don't want to tidy your bedroom when you are doing your homework, so decide on a time that is convenient for you. 4. The expert thinks that Zoe can do what she likes with her music within certain limits. Explain that it helps you to study, but keep it to a reasonable volume or use headphones. 5. The expert says that maybe Zoe's parents want her to communicate with them more. Maybe you are spending a lot of time in your bedroom and your parents don't see you or get a chance to speak to you. Now let's look at the exercise 7. What do the underlined words in the text mean? Guess and check in your dictionary. So let's look at these words together. The first one, interrupts, means stop someone by disturbing them. In Ukrainian it is перебивати. Turn my music down means make music less loud. Зменшити гучність музики. Loud means not quiet. Голосний. Switch it off, stop an electronic device. Вимкнути. Realize, to become aware of something. Усвідомити. Convenient, the right one because it suits your timetable. Зручний. Make sure, plan and check. The translation is переконатися. Reasonable volume means not too loud. Розумна, прийнятна гучність. Now let's think. What do you think is good advice for when you have disagreements with your parents? Let's look at some ideas. Teenagers could write how they feel in a letter or email to their parents. This way they won't shout or argue. Teenagers and parents could have 5 minutes to say how they feel. This way they don't interrupt each other. Teenagers and parents could agree a contract or set of rules each month together. Do you think these are good ideas? Okay, so now please tell me, have you got a brother or sister? Teenagers usually have arguments not only with parents, but also with their siblings. Now let's watch the video of two sisters discussing some situations when they have arguments. Do you have such situations with your siblings?
Arguing about who should wash the dishes.
That still happens.
Yeah, to this day.
Because guess what this girl does? She purposely finishes her food faster than everyone else, just puts her plate in the dishwasher and then leaves it to me to clean the table because I'm there after you. Like you like just say bye, like okay, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Friends come over, they won't leave you guys alone.
Oh yeah.
That would happen.
No, it was so annoying when I would like invite my friends. I would like have sleepovers and stuff, and she was like too young to have those things. She would just hang out with me and my friends the whole day, and then if we tell her like, okay, like can you leave? She would literally just like, I don't know, stand outside the door or something, and just like be like. Or she would come in and be like, I just needed to grab something. I just needed to grab something.
Well, that's what happens with younger sisters, cause like we can't have those like things yet.
For their actions constantly. Okay, this is more true for me because I'm older, so my parents like expect me to like mom her sometimes. Let's say you and me are going somewhere, they'll always say to me, take care of your sister. What the heck? She's only 2 years younger than me, like tell her to take care of herself. Like, tell her to take care of me.
When they leave your room and don't close the door on the way out. You do this to me and then I yell, I'm like, close my door, and then you come back and then close it.
Yeah, see, when you do this to me and I yell, close my door, you just act like you didn't hear what I said.
Cause half the time I don't actually hear.
Yeah, we live in a small ass house. Like your room is right next to mine. You don't hear me from there. I can hear people on the street what they're saying. You can't hear me yell your name. From
Yeah, I can.
Mill has these weird rules where, let's say she bought something and she's worn it like 10 times, but she's never posted an Instagram picture in it. She'll be like, you can't wear it. And I'm like, why? It's not even new. Like, you've worn it so many times. And she's like, I haven't posted an Instagram picture in it.
I haven't.
What the heck?
If you want to wear it, go ahead wear it. Just all I ask you to do is not to take a picture in it.
It's
and
hard.
what do you do every single time? Take a picture and post in it. This sweater, you literally did it with this hoodie.
I made sure I was turned sideways. I'll insert the image right here. Can you even see the hoodie? No. Hard not to take
Just
pictures
don't
when
take
you
a
look
pic-
good.
That's why I have cute clothes, because I buy cute clothes.
Okay, so as you can see, these siblings love each other, but sometimes they have some arguments. And at this photo, we have got two sisters too. And now let's, yes, why do you think Ella is angry with her sister? After reading the blog, you will find out for sure. So we've got three variants: because she shares the same room, because she never leaves her alone, or because she borrows her clothes. So let's listen and find out.
Hi, everyone. Generally speaking, I'm enjoying life as a teenager, but there are times when it really gets me down. It's great that my parents are giving me a bit more independence. I have a really good group of friends, and I see them 2 or 3 times a week. We go swimming every weekend too. That's the good part. But one part of my life is definitely getting worse, and that's my relationship with my younger sister, Hannah. It is becoming an absolute nightmare. She's 2 years younger than me, but she wants to do exactly the same things as I do. That means she wants to have the same hairstyle as I have, she copies my clothes, she even wears the same makeup as me. And sometimes she makes me furious because she borrows my clothes without asking. I hate it. In fact, while I'm writing this blog, I can see her from my room. She's in the back garden and she's wearing my white t-shirt and jeans, which are now really dirty because she's lying on her back in the grass. My parents know about this because I always tell them, but they don't understand. They think it's fine. They say my sister's younger than me, so I need to be kind to her. But they're my clothes, and it's my room. It's private. I also have an older brother, Jimmy, who is really great. He goes to a different school because he's older, but he always helps me with my homework if it's difficult. My laptop sometimes breaks, and he repairs it for me. He loves playing computer games, and he often lets me play too. We get on very well. Hannah never goes into his room or takes his things. I know she doesn't want his clothes, but she doesn't even go in there to borrow a pen or some paper or play a computer game while he's out. Why me?
Okay, well, so let's return to our first exercise. Here we had a question. Why do you think Ella is angry with her sister? So which variant is correct? Yes, it's C, because she borrows her clothes. Now let's look at your homework. It will be in your workbook, exercises 2, 3, 4, and 5 at page 5. I hope you like our lesson. I'm wishing you good luck in learning English and hope to see you in our next video. Bye!